Cryptozoology is, by its very nature, elusive. Thus, we cannot say that we are exactly bringing you the facts, but we will do our best to help you see these mythical legends as we do. So sit back, relax, and wait. What's that behind you? Never mind. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome back to Cryptids on Cryptids, a folklore podcast for all your cryptid and monster and just general folklore needs. That was a really smooth intro. How are you feeling, Sid?
Sure was. I'm feeling pretty good, Marty. How are you?
I'm doing great. You know, living my best life, it feels
Living
like
your best
right
life.
now. It was really rainy this morning. I had some coffee. It's good.
That sounds
It's
really good.
It was.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Chief. Now that we're saying this, I'm feeling like most of what I had today was coffee.
Oh no.
I did eat other things. I did.
That does not sound like the best.
I made huevos rancheros this morning. I did that.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And then I had a Monte Cristo for lunch. Fried ham, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Sounds
Made one
pretty
of
good.
those.
Sounds pretty good.
The only thing is, I've had 6 cups of coffee, so, like, offset that as you will.
That's quite a few there, Sid, actually. Quite a few.
It is a few.
What are we talking about this week?
We got the Dogman this week, which is, I think,
The
why I've had so
Dogman?
many cups
Is he
of
a
coffee.
good boy? Yes, he is. He's a good boy.
Ooh, I don't like the implications of this.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
But he's a dog.
He's also a man.
Okay. It does kind of make it weird.
Makes it a little... I'm not kink-shaming. I'm not.
I don't think that's what that was. I just heard dog and I reacted.
I mean, that's valid, but this also is a man. Like, this is a person.
This is a man.
This is a person.
Oh, well.
Like,
Let's get into it, because I wanna know just why that was so. Why is my friendship of dogs so wrong, Sid?
Okay. So first off, we're gonna pause on the description really quick. I'm gonna give the location, then we're gonna hop into why I reacted as viscerally as I did.
Okay.
Location
All right, sure.
is Wexford County in that state up north. Manistee River, in Michigan.
Michigan. Does that hurt your soul
Kind of, yeah.
as an Ohioan?
Yeah, it does. Just a little.
It just hurts the soul a little bit. Just a little bit of.
Stings a bit. I think it's because this guy is so cool that it stings as much as it does. Because, like...
Because you want him to be an Ohio boy.
I feel like having him be a hometown boy would be pretty great for me, but...
We do actually have a hometown boy that maybe we can talk about at some point. But
Ooh.
pretty much he's a garbage man.
Great. Okay, that tracks. Love that.
He's a little garbage man. He lives in a dump, and he's called the Grass Man of Ohio.
Oh, God. Of course he's the grass man of Ohio. Why does this not shock me? Like...
I'm pretty sure it's the Grass Man. I'm like 90% sure it's the Grass Man. But yeah, that is our hometown boy.
So, that's our hometown boy. Michigan gets the Dogman, who is a 7-foot tall, blue or amber-eyed, direct quote, bipedal creature, has the torso of a man with canine-like facial features and paws and claws. Now...
So, it sounds a lot more like this thing is less of a dog and more of... You know how that weird kind of werewolf animation in the third Harry Potter movie?
Yeah.
For Lupin?
That's what you're gonna go with. Yeah.
Wow. Like really skinless and more man than...
More
like,
man than dog.
Yeah,
yes.
just not skinless, but furless and very much a man, but just with like an even coating of short fur. But not enough to obscure the fact that there is skin under there.
You're reminding me of what that animation looked like, and now I'm deeply uncomfortable.
It was really uncomfy.
It wasn't.
Like, it
It
really
wasn't great.
was.
I
Yeah, it
know
was
for the
not
time
good.
period it was like revolutionary. It was the cutting edge of CGI, but knowing what we know now, I'm just kind of like, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Ooh. I think also it was like Twilight had just come out and they didn't want to like kind of replicate any
Mhm.
more dog-like person than Twilight did. Twilight
I
also just made them dogs straight up, so
I mean, I'm pretty sure they were wolves, but
yeah, well, what's a wolf but a big dog?
that's a good point. What
A
is a
big
wolf but a
slightly
big
scary
dog?
dog.
I've pet a wolf. They're so soft.
My neighbor when I was growing up had a wolf dog.
Yeah.
Which is like it's like a crossbreed between a wolf and a dog, and it was huge.
Oh, they're big.
It
They
was
are
like
big.
yeah, it was like actual wolves. Like people don't understand this, but actual wolves, like from paw to like top of their head when they're like looking upright, is like
Mhm.
up to a man's shoulder, like the
Yeah,
average sized man's shoulder. Like it's big. Anyway, this wolf dog was like a good 4 feet from like paw to shoulder.
they're big. They're big.
Yeah, it was large.
I think about this a lot that a wolf, because I see wolves in like fiction, I guess, and I feel like I know how big it should be, and then I realize that in reality I probably could like a fantasy trope that I come across a lot is like the concept of a wolf jockey or like a dog jockey where they put someone on a wolf or a dog and they're like that's your horse now and they do
Mm-hmm.
that thing. I could ride a wolf. And
Yes,
I think about
yes.
that a lot. And I'm like that's a big creature.
Oh,
Like
fun
that's a big
fact.
creature.
A friend of mine was doing like a volunteer service where they were working with wolves, and so a cool thing about wolves is how they greet each other is they just put their mouth on the other wolf's mouth, and so they try to do this to humans, but the humans aren't as big as wolves, so your whole face pretty much just goes in their mouth when they greet you.
Yeah. I I yes. I went and
Which
I
seems threatening. It seems threatening, but actually it's very nice. It's a very nice gesture, but it's very scary.
it is. They have a lot of teeth.
They
Um
do. But they're not trying to
I
bite your face off. They're just trying to say hello and lick your mouth.
yeah, but they okay, so I pet a wolf at like an animal sanctuary as I kind of went and they had a wolf that they had rescued.
Mm.
And this wolf was very, very intent on licking the inside of your mouth because they
Yes, that's how they
decide.
greet each other.
Yes.
They French kiss.
Yeah. I don't. It was not an experience I needed or particularly wanted.
No, probably not.
No. But that thing was like twice my size, so you just kind of and they didn't tell me that this was how it was going to happen because they're like who wants to pet the wolf and I'm like me. I do. So I go over to the wolf and I'm about to pet it and this thing literally just shoves its face in my face and I'm like this is terrifying.
Yeah.
This is scary.
Yeah, that's how they be.
It is. They are
They
so
they're
cute though.
unintentional.
They're so
Unintentionally
cute.
scary. But they are very cute. They're
They are
just big
also
dogs. They're just big dogs. They're just as well. They're not as dumb as dogs, I don't think, because I think they're a little bit
You'd
brighter.
be surprised. You'd be surprised.
They act like dogs though.
They act like dogs.
When they're like,
Don't
when
go
they've
up and
met
pet
people,
wild wolves.
don't pet
Yeah,
a wild wolf.
don't pet a wild wolf.
Admire it from afar. Maybe,
Maybe-
take a nice photograph.
Yeah, take a picture. Don't feed them. Don't get close to them. Leave them be.
Yeah, general rule of this is literally the rule of thumb. Like how
Yeah.
people are like the rule of thumb. Yeah, it actually comes from when you're in the wild. The rule of thumb is you put your thumb out at arm's distance, and if your thumb completely covers the animal, then you're at a safe distance. If not,
If not,
back the fuck up.
yep.
Get out of there.
Yep. Get out. Get out.
Yeah.
But I mention
Anyway.
this because you know the sound that a wolf makes, yeah?
Yeah, nice little howl, maybe some grumbles,
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this
some
question now.
growls.
What sound do you think the Dogman makes? He's not a wolf, he's a dog, so consider this. but
I honestly, if I had to like think about that weird bad animation from Harry Potter and what
stop.
sound that thing would make,
Yeah.
it seems like a pained humanoid yell.
That's exactly what it is. It's just a human
Oh
scream.
wow. It's just a man screaming.
It's just a man screaming.
He's
But it
just
mentions
doing a
that it is like
big
a
yell.
cross between a growl and a human scream. It's like a human scream that's been put through a blender at least a little bit, and it came out
Yeah,
a
like
little
a
messed
human
up.
scream, but a little more guttural.
Yeah. This does, however, crack me up because imagine
Yeah.
this. You're all alone, you know, you're sitting in the middle of the woods, you're kind of looking around and you see in the distance this sort of like dog human hybrid just kind of pawing around and existing, and it turns and it goes and it makes the motion to howl. And instead of howling,
It
it just
just
screams.
screams up at the night sky.
Just like faces the moon, and you're like, wow, nature is so beautiful. Ah! Like, good lord.
Good lord. Why?
Just
Okay. So
Yeah.
we've gotten a little bit of the description.
yeah.
We've gotten its location is Michigan.
Michigan. Specifically Michigan. And I
Why
say
is it
this
specifically
because
Michigan?
there are other dog-like hybrids, so like possibly your werewolf, your wolfman, which are two different things, by the way.
Oh.
Your beast of Brer Road. Those are
It's not a dogman?
not. I mean, the Dogman is included in this, but they are not the Dogman. Like, they all have different territory, and it doesn't tend to overlap except for werewolves, which seem to be fairly ubiquitous.
Oh, interesting.
Which to me sounds like they're territorial, which I think is funny.
Yeah. And I guess that would kind of track, right, with werewolves, because
Yeah.
a werewolf is a human that is turned into. So it can't really be. It's not exactly in the same. I
It
guess
doesn't-
like wolves have kind of like a social circle.
Well,
Like
I
they-
would say it doesn't quite hunt with the big dogs yet. Yeah. Because they
Yeah.
do turn back into humans, so they don't get the cool thing where they're just.
But
like
I'm
that all
saying
the
like
time.
even if they didn't, I mean like because they're human, they don't fully understand the territories, or like a dog released into the wild isn't gonna really understand the territories of the wolves that live there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they have an understanding that keeps them away from each other.
Yeah.
But these guys have specific areas that they tend to go to. So the Dogman is specific to Michigan. And we're also going to get into a little bit more specifics when we get into our history bit on sort of how this fella not came to be, but like sort of how the rest of the world found out about this guy. Because he is fairly young as far as like legend goes.
Really?
Yeah, popularized legend.
So this is more like a puppy man.
more of a puppy man. Sure. Sure.
It doesn't track
Oh.
with the description we've given, but
Uh,
man, you really seem to not like that, huh?
I don't like that. I don't like that.
You don't like when I refer to this as kind of like more dog-like.
No,
No,
we're just gonna move on.
you're
And
okay. All right.
look, if I explain why I don't like this, it's gonna hit back on me, and then I'm gonna have to explain why I know the things that I know, and it's just gonna be largely uncomfortable for everyone involved. So we're gonna move on.
Hey. Okay.
We're gonna move on.
All right. Let's move right along.
Move on.
Ask us
Hey,
about it in the stream, I guess.
please don't.
No, I think you should. I think you should tune into our stream on Thursday at 8:30 to 10:30 and ask Sid particularly about this.
No.
We won't remember it. And Sid will be like, "What are you talking about?" And then
My
I'll
blood
helpfully
will run,
remind you, Sid.
My blood will run cold. Like, I'll experience fucking vertigo and sweats.
Oh,
Anyway,
man.
fun fact about this boy
Uh-huh.
to get us back on track.
The puppy man.
No. No. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
See, now that I know that it makes you uncomfortable, I'm just gonna keep saying it.
Okay.
The
Oh,
dog
God.
man, fine.
The Dogman. He appears in a 10-year cycle that falls on years ending with 7.
So,
So every sighting on this dude occurs in a year with 7 at the end of it. I'm
Maybe
being
he's
dead
just
serious.
a really weird werewolf.
Really weird werewolf.
Yeah, where instead of the full moon, it's just the number 7.
Straight up. Because you want me to list off the sightings, the dates of sightings?
Yes, I do.
We have a 1987. We have a
Uh-huh.
1997. We have a 2007. We have an 1887. We have a 1957 and a 1967.
Interesting. Okay, can I ask you what about 2017?
I wasn't able to find anything for 2017,
Okay.
but it could just be that I searched up for news in 2017 and everything was kind of a dumpster fire, at least a little bit. So it was hard to find anything on cryptids.
Yeah, 2017 was kind of a mess. Not as much
mess.
as a mess as 2020, but hey.
I'm not challenging 2020. At this point, it can do what it wants. I'm tired.
Yeah, 2020 just fucking go off, I guess.
It's still going, dude.
It's still
the
going
news
off.
sure did happen this morning. I don't know if you
But
saw
at
that.
least it's Halloween.
God, fuck yeah. At least it's Halloween. I'm
At
so
least
excited.
it's Halloween.
I'm
That's
so excited.
big. I love Halloween.
Have you picked out your Halloween costume yet?
No. But
We'll tune in next week and
Well,
I'll ask
yeah.
you again.
I think I have a couple ideas.
Yeah, what are your ideas?
Well, see, so with my particular body type, right?
Mm-hmm. Just buff as
not
all hell.
Yeah, buff and not super tall, but still like, like regular height. And kind of like, I don't know why this kind of but like rugged looking. Like I grow a beard very easily.
Okay.
So there's like defaults, right, that I could always go back to if I really wanted to. If I really wanted to, I could just put on a tank top and some jeans and get some dog tags and go as Wolverine. Sure. Easy.
Right.
I could put on a cowboy hat and some nice flannel and go as Clint Eastwood. Easy.
Okay.
But what if we combine them? Now, you may be thinking, did you make up a character for this? And I would say, no. I'm just going to go as McCree from Overwatch.
Oh my god. I mean, you'd be voiced by Matt Mercer, though, and I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
Hey,
Just
Matt Mercer,
saying.
can you voice my Halloween costume?
He already did.
No, I just want him to, like, record personal lines for me. Like, this is my Halloween costume. I'm McCree.
Nice.
If he could voice some personal lines for me, tweet at Matt Mercer and make him do this for me.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'd love that. Thanks in advance, Matt.
Thanks, Advance Matt.
Love to see
Cheers.
it.
Oh god. The last Critical Role episode was great.
Yeah, you did a great job on Crit Roll and
Truly.
Overwatch and that other game that you did. I follow your
Good
career very
lord.
closely. You have a
I
smooth
wish-
and silky voice.
He does, though. He does, though.
He does.
he does,
He
though.
just has such a good voice.
I'm always so jealous. I have friends who voice act, and I hear them talk, and I'm like, wow, what's it like to have a voice that people can just, like, listen to? I guess.
I mean, people listen to our voices, Sid. That's what they're doing right now. Oh, that's too
Our
meta. I'm
podcast-
walking away.
That's meta. That's meta. Cryptids came up on my podcast feed in the morning because I listen to our episodes before they come out, sort of in the editing process.
That's good.
You edit, but like I go back and I listen and I make sure my audio is okay.
Yeah.
But then it played on my phone in my autoplay feature when I woke up a few mornings ago.
Oh boy.
Hearing my own voice the second I wake up is a weird feeling, and I do not
It's like,
enjoy it.
here's what you said 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was the bone-in sub episode, so you can imagine how well that went.
Yeah, we were talking about how you could just swallow a human whole, and it's like a crunchy Subway sandwich.
Yeah. That's always a lovely thing to wake up, is the grim reminder of my own mortality staring me dead in the face.
Oh,
But
that's a fun way to look at it.
yeah, no. Hey,
Yeah, let's get back to the Dogman.
another quick reminder of our grim mortality.
Oh.
So, here's what happened with the Dogman.
Yeah.
So, there is a recorded legend that says that this creature has been in the area, in the Manistee River area, or Manistee. Sorry, I fucked up my own handwriting. Manistee River. Sorry.
Type it
Manistee
up.
River area since the Ottawa tribe lived there. So it is a fairly long-standing creature. However,
Oh, okay.
it was modernized, or like not necessarily modernized, but introduced to the more modern world when a radio DJ named Steve Cook in 1987 recorded a song called "The Legend" that was supposed to be intended
Ooh.
as an April Fool's Day joke in Traverse City, Michigan. So he puts out this thing, right?
Yeah.
And first off, imagine writing a song about something and you're like, haha, April Fool's Day, like this is gonna be great, and you put it out, and then people start calling you and they're like, hey, I saw that thing, like recently.
Yeah.
How would you react?
I'd be like, spooky.
Yeah.
Spooky. I'd
'Cause
probably think probably like nothing of it, honestly. Like I
he,
probably wouldn't. I'd be like, yeah, they're just calling in about it. Like maybe it's an extension of the April Fools, kind of like they're pulling a joke on me now. But if that continued more than like a week, I'd freak.
yeah. Okay, so it continues for a series of months. And they send in pictures and videos and being like, hey, I've seen this thing. Like, this thing is, like around here right now, and I've seen it.
Okay, I would be unsettled.
Yeah.
I would be
They're like,
dissettled.
they kept requesting the song, and they were like, hey, play it again. And then someone would see it, and they'd call, and they'd be like, hey, play it again. And it got so popular. This is the grim reminder of our mortality. 1987, right?
Mm-hmm.
He sold cassettes of the song, like recorded the song to little tape cassettes,
Yeah.
right? Sold them for $4, donated all the proceeds to a local animal shelter, which is really sweet, actually.
That's really sweet. The
but
Dogman helping out his dog brothers.
helping out his dog brother. Would they be related? Moving on.
You don't know. Man, I don't
Moving
know.
on.
I don't know. They're just dogs,
But
dude.
like cassettes in 1987, and then in 1997 he re-recorded it and released it on a CD, and then in 2007 I'm pretty sure it was released digitally with
Oh, wow.
Amanda Lynn backing. It's actually a really nice song. You should go check it out.
I actually might. I actually
Yeah,
might
it's
go listen to it.
it's good. I liked it. Radio station in specifics was WTCM-FM, but he literally like released all these songs, like re-recorded them in the 10-year 7-year thing that we mentioned earlier. Every 10 years,
Yeah.
the 7th year, did that, and then people would call in and they'd be like, hey, I've seen that thing. Like, this happened a lot. In
So
this
maybe
area.
it's not that. Maybe it's just that he's re-releasing this song every 7 years, and it's not like. Because each one of those things, right? A radio station, then a cassette, then a DVD, then digitally. Each one of those has more and more reach, right?
Yeah.
Like if we think about it, right? Like they're more and more accessible. Like that's kind of why technology progressed that way, right? Is because it made it more accessible and easier for people to get.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one of the reasons that we could see this spike in quote unquote sightings every 7 years, is that people have seen it between these times, but now they have a name to it, right? Now they have like a, like they have like a kind of definition that they can kind of quote to and be like, this is actually like, that sounds a lot like what I saw.
Yeah.
Or what I experienced.
Yeah. Fun counterpoint to that, though,
Uh-huh.
is that they're summoning him every year with a song. Is that they
You know
just,
what? That's definitely better.
Because the only places that the sightings are happening are in Michigan, specifically around this area, around this river. So my thing is, the radio station gets the request for this song. It's like their literal most popular song request is this song.
Mm-hmm.
They just absolutely blast it every 7 years, and this guy comes out of hiding and he's like, just take the picture and leave. And then he goes back to sleep.
We're putting the Dogman on blast.
Like, imagine that though. Like, consider
Yeah.
this. You live in the woods, you're just vibing.
Then
And
all of a sudden a
somebody
car races by
plays
playing a
song.
song that's about you. And it's
Yeah.
like, how do you know me? How do you know me? How do you have a song about me? Hey, stop that.
Also
Maybe he's just trying to
consider-
collect as many of them as he can. Like, he came out the first time, he was like, let me jam on this radio and hear this cool song about me. And then, 7 years later, he's like, let me buy one of these cassettes. And then, 7 years later, he's like, let me buy one of these DVDs. And then he came out 7 more years later, and he was like, let me get an iPhone and download it on there.
The only thing I can think of is him just sort of waking up from a slumber on January 1st, walking out of his Dogman den, immediately punching a man and stealing his iPod Nano, and then going straight back to bed.
Right back into the woods. It's like, yes, I'm going to go sit by a river and listen to this song about me.
Yeah, this remastered song about me with a cool mandolin backbeat. I feel like that'd be a great start to my Thursday. Like,
Imagine the Dogman just going back into the woods and, like, playing it, and he's like, damn, this mandolin fucks.
this mandolin slaps hard, dude.
This mandolin goes fucking hard, dude.
Oh, God. I'm still laughing at the image of this arguably terrifying creature just sort of stumbling haphazardly out of the woods and just stealing someone's iPod Nano with his massive fucking ham-like hands. Like,
Just these gigantic clawed hands just grab the iPod Nano from this terrified hiker. And he's like, you got the legend on here? And he's like, yeah, I do. And he's like, good. And then he puts the AirPods in his ears. He's like, this mandolin fucks.
I don't even know if he talks though, or if he would just go out, scream at a hiker, remove the iPod Nano with his like the
Scream at a
claws,
hiker.
like 'cause
Yeah.
you can't use a whole paw. It would just be like in between two claws. Sort of plug the headphones into the jack, pop those in, and just sort of scream at him again, and just go back to bed.
Scream at him, carve into the ground, THX.
Thanks.
Walks
Good night.
back into the woods. Oh, man.
When we started out, I was not expecting to relate to the Dogman as hard as I'm relating now.
Now you feel bad about kink shaming him.
No, I wasn't. Oh god. It wasn't. No. No. I was specifically uncomfortable with the phrase puppy man.
Yeah. Why is
we're
that?
gonna move on. We're gonna move right on, I think, into some sightings.
All right.
Because, like,
Well-
we've proposed a few possible sightings.
Okay, yeah.
But the first known sighting was in 1887 by, God bless, Wexford County with lumberjacks. I feel bad for lumberjacks. The amount of times they have just been alone in the woods and seen shit is too many.
I think it's just because they are in the woods the most, arguably. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if there's a profession that requires you to be alone in the woods as much as being a lumberjack. Maybe a park ranger,
I was gonna suggest a park ranger, but I mean,
but
a
they've
lumberjack
also seen
would
some
be,
shit. I mean, just look at our Wendigo story from last week.
God bless. Park rangers are doing their best, and I do feel bad for them. They have to
Yeah.
deal with both animals and also people, which are arguably just animals but with worse manners.
Animals, but they don't respect the environment.
Or boundaries, or rules.
Yeah, they know the
Yeah.
rules, and that's, I think, the frustrating part is the animals don't know the rules, and so like it's forgivable if they break one or two.
Yeah.
Like don't poop on the path. But the human knows not to poop on the path, right? And he does it anyway. And it's like, bro, come on.
Like, if a bear knocks over a porta potty, that's a bear being a bear. You know, they're
That's a
doing
bear
their
being
best.
a bear.
If a human does it
That's a human being an asshole.
actively and with little remorse.
It's because I feel like it's because humans know, right? They're conscious of what's going on.
Yeah.
That if they're shitty on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Don't be
animals don't
shitty.
know.
Don't be shitty. Don't be mean to park
Yeah,
rangers.
don't knock over a porta potty,
Don't do that.
because that would be shitty. Oh boy. Oh boy, would it.
Oh boy, would it. Oh boy, would it. I think about this one time I was very little and at a park, and I was at like, there are a lot of nature kind of parkish areas around here. I think they're called metro parks.
Hmm.
But we would go to those when I was little because my mom needed to get me out of the house because I was a terror. And she'd just sort of release me into a field and be like, all right, come back in
Go
an
run.
hour. I'm like, cool. But I
Get out
watched this
there.
man in like a Jeep, like a fucking 4-wheel drive, absolute unit of a vehicle, mess up his reverse and just knock over an entire line of portable toilets and then just haul away. It was...
Oh no.
And I remember this very vividly because it was like so fast that he just sort of zoomed backwards, knocked over 3 or 4 of them, and then immediately put it into forward drive and hauled it out of there.
I imagine that in the car he was just like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
I imagine, because like I was very young at this point, probably like 4, so I know that backup cameras probably weren't a thing yet. And
Yeah, probably not.
all I can think of, he knew he hit something because it was a very loud sound. But like, all I can imagine is him thinking he just like rear-ended a concrete barrier and then just being like, well, my only possible solution is to get out of here as fast as possible.
Well, I mean, rearview mirrors still exist.
Yeah, I know.
There's
but
ways
like,
to back up a car without a camera.
my car doesn't have a backup camera. I'm just thinking like, this man's fear response
Yeah, no, he booked it.
was just to get up and go, which is
To book it out of there.
just to get up and go, which is like the okay. People
It's
have a lot of
responsible
like
thing to do,
fear responses.
I guess.
You either fight things or you get up and go. And I mention this because the
Is that what the
Dogman
logger did?
only has one response, and it's hands on sight.
Yeah, me too. Oh man, I love this guy so much.
Hands on sight.
Hands
And he
on
will
sight, I'm
bring his
going.
friends.
He will bring his friends?
He'll
The
bring
Dogman
his
has
friends.
friends?
The Dogman has friends.
The Dog Boys. The Dog
So-
Squad.
With the lumberjacks, right? They see this thing, they're like, oh no, and they get out of there and they're like, yo, we saw a weird thing in the woods, and everyone's like, oh, like, sure.
Yeah, sure,
whatever.
buddy. We've all seen weird things in the woods. And it's like, well, this thing was a dog and a man. So, what do you got on that? Nothing.
Based on the Fearsome Critter episode, probably a lot.
Probably quite a bit, actually, yeah.
Probably a lot. But like, they see this, they get up out of there, they tell people are like, oh yeah, that's just like a thing that people see sometimes, and it just kind of gets moved on very casually. And then in 1938, Paris, Michigan, Robert Fortney was attacked by 5 wild dogs, right?
Yeah?
Okay. So they kind of get this guy out of here, mauled and sort of bloody, and he's like, oh yeah, one of those 5 dogs walked on 2 legs.
Oh my god. That reminds me of this, like, story I was reading.
Mm-hmm.
It was like one of those, like, creepy internet stories that somebody wrote. And
Yeah.
they were talking about how there were, like, 3 wolves on the, like, edge of their property.
Yeah.
And I think this actually did take place in, like, Michigan or Wisconsin.
Ooh.
I don't know if it was probably not a true story. But anyway, they were talking about how there were 3 dogs on the, like, edge of their property, like, big dogs. And then
Yeah.
one of them stood up on its hind legs and like tried to like climb the fence
No.
and then
Nope.
walked away on two legs still from the fence, and then the other two dogs also stood up on their hind legs and walked away into the forest. And that, God, the image of that, like seeing a dog, like just stand up on two legs and do very human things,
Just get up and walk away. I don't like that.
is scary.
I don't
I
like
don't
that.
like it. And I guess the image of the dog man doing this and then coming up and beating you up
Yeah.
is almost worse. Because that imagery of like, oh, that's a dog. Then it stands up and you're like, maybe it's like, like sometimes dogs do that when they're like sniffing the air, looking for some treats or something like that. Maybe they sometimes do that. And then it just starts walking on two legs. And then you're like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
My only image is like, oh, that, like, looking at it from a distance being like, oh, that's a dog, and then the dog just sort of gets up like a fucking Skyrim character, turns towards you, and just starts power walking. Like, no thanks.
Power walking, and then you
No
turn away
thanks.
and it starts running.
No, I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah. No thanks.
Okay, no thanks. And like
So
this,
they beat up a
this
man?
sighting,
Why did they do that?
I don't know. It does not say. However, this did happen 3 more times.
3 more times?
Different guy. Not all the same guy. But this happened 3 more times. This happened in 1938. Similar reports, different people, in Allegan County in 1957, Cross Village and Manistee in 1967. So that's 3 different sightings. 4 different places.
Wow.
All of like a 5-dog pack with one of them standing on 2 legs. Just sort of like...
So he does have pals.
He does have friends.
Do you think it's because he has opposable thumbs and the other dogs don't?
I was actually going to suggest that, is that he can open doors and like...
Open doors is so much worse. I was going to say, like, if someone threw out a pack of old meat, he could open it.
I was going to say, like, he walks into a grocery store with just, like, a huge trench coat on and all these dogs just sort of waiting outside.
He walks into a pet
comes
store.
out.
He walks into a pet store, buys, like, 2 bags of dog food. And
And
they're
just
like,
leaves.
oh, how many dogs do you have? And it's like...
And he just screams.
And then screams. And then, yeah. Just runs away. And it's like, sir, are you going to pay for that? No, it's never going to pay for it.
But, like, I raise you this, though. You've seen that one video of the dog who figures out that the people are leaving paper on the counter to pay for things, right? And so he starts bringing leaves
Yeah.
to leave on the counter? Okay, Dogman
Yeah.
doing that. Just, like, with a fucking armful of leaves, just dunking that on the counter, grabbing 2 bags of pedigree and fucking, booking it.
Just... This is currency.
This is paper. Like, give bag. Like,
Paper can be exchanged for goods and services.
this is a good, yes, later.
Later
Later
dog.
Later dog.
Literally, though.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Later dog.
The only thing I'm thinking of is, like, Dogman walking in a Petco and, like, somebody turns the corner with their fucking chihuahua on a leash. Things that you need to know about chihuahuas for this joke to be funny. They will throw hands with anything.
It's on site.
On sight.
Yeah.
And so, like, Dogman turns the corner and he sees this chihuahua, and the chihuahua knows what's up and just starts growling.
Chihuahua
right?
is like on site throwing hands, and the Dogman's like
throwing
on
hands.
site
On
throwing
site
hands.
throwing
And
hands.
this 7-foot tall, apparently man, just punches your Chihuahua.
I was gonna say that you, like,
Oh
turn
my
the corner
God.
with your chihuahua, and he just starts, like, squaring up with this chihuahua, like, fucking
Like boxer,
getting
like,
real low and
gloves
just
up,
sort of
like...
putting his shoulders out and sort of, like, sup-nodding your chihuahua, like, fucking ready.
Oh my God.
Fighting stance. But it's a 7-foot tall man in a trench coat and hoodie, like, threatening your chihuahua.
Just hands up on site, growling back at it.
Yeah, like, I feel like if I took my, like, I don't have a dog, but I feel like if I did have a dog and I took it into a pet store and someone growled at my dog, I'd be a little unsettled.
Yeah.
Because
I was a
you
strange
just
child because I
threatened,
used to do that.
you threatened my friend. Like,
Yeah.
okay, if a kid did it, I'd be like, that's a child. Like, that tracks. But if, like, a whole ass person who's got at least 2 feet on me starts growling at my dog, I'm gonna leave.
I'm gonna run.
I'm gonna leave.
I just
Like,
imagine him just like punching the chihuahua, knocking it straight out cold, and just being like, later.
later.
Just like throws up a peace sign. Later.
Leaves with, like, an entire cart full of fucking dog food. Oh my
He punches
god.
your chihuahua, takes the thing of dog food out of your cart, walks away.
He's proven his
God.
dominance. He fought your chihuahua for food.
He just goes, later, dog.
And
Walks away.
leaves.
Dude, I love later.
I
I
think
love
if you-
Dogman saying later, dog. I think that's so
Later,
funny.
dog.
Is that his catchphrase? Can I
It
get a
is
sticker
now.
or a t-shirt of that?
With Dogman going later, dog.
Yeah, I need a picture of the Dogman in a trench coat with a peace sign going, later, dog.
Just an unconscious chihuahua in the corner.
Conscious chihuahua. Oh my god.
I feel like, though, if the Dogman punched a chihuahua, it would just straight up die.
Probably he's 7 feet tall. He's so big.
With, like, absolute, like, just paws and terrifying claws for hands.
Yeah, it's fight on sight, dude. He's not holding back. It's a chihuahua,
No.
and he's been challenged. He's throwing hands
Like
with this
a-
like little tiny menace.
Oh my god. All I can picture is it's like a fucking driver in a golf ball. Just like... just goes launching.
I imagine it would probably.
How many
Um,
aisles do you think he'd clear?
Like 2 or 3 at least.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 at least. Bro, if I punched a chihuahua, it'd clear 2 or 3 at least.
I'm not gonna punch a chihuahua, dude. I'm afraid of them, to be honest.
I don't want to punch a chihuahua.
I don't want to punch a chihuahua.
But that's more for moral reasons.
I have
I'm
plenty
fine
of
with
moral
chihuahuas.
reasons. But
I'm
like,
fine with chihuahua. I don't dislike them. I'm not afraid of them. I just don't like how loud they are. Just like
Any
shush.
yeah,
Just be quiet. You know, enjoy the peace and the nature.
just vibe. It's okay.
Yeah, just vibe, bud.
It'll be alright. My main thing is, any small animal makes me inherently nervous because I am larger than them and also very clumsy. And I do not trust my own abilities or this animal's abilities to not like get in each other's way all the time. And I'm bigger than them, so I'm gonna win in that fight if I fall. You know, it makes me
Yeah,
nervous.
it's just like I could kill you on accident, and I'm very afraid of doing that, and I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm so sorry. So you cannot be near me. Like I need a 9-foot radius at all times.
6 feet because of COVID, an extra 3 just for my
fear,
personal
for my personal safe. Yeah, I have a friend who very recently adopted a kitten.
Oh, that's so good. I want a cat
she's
so badly.
Cute. I want a cat so bad. But they send me pictures of this kitten, and I'm like, that's such a small creature.
I
Like
could
that
put
is
that
a
thing in my pocket.
fragile, tiny thing. They sent me pictures of the kitten like in their shirt pocket, napping.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I'm like, that is so like a hoodie pocket.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
like a yeah, but like that fits in a hoodie pocket. That's so tiny, so tiny.
Yeah.
I'm very afraid.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But
I honestly feel like, yeah,
yeah,
I don't know how I would handle a kitten. Because cats are already really stealthy, you know? And they just,
Yeah.
like, they can go where, they can kind of just disappear wherever. Pretty, like, 90% sure they can teleport. And that's just
cats
part
can
of it.
teleport.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just part of it.
Mhm.
But with a kitten, it's like that, but it's extra small.
Yeah, no.
I do have a question for you. Do you think the Dogman was ever, like, puppy-sized? Like,
I
think of it.
don't
Like,
know. I don't know.
do you think it was ever
I
just like a like Chihuahua-sized dog man,
oh,
like 2 feet tall, still
oh, that's
throwing
really
hands though,
cute. Actually, I like that a lot. That sounds really cute. You just turn around and
and
there's
that
this
thing's
fucking
biting your ankle?
yeah, gives a whole new meaning to the term ankle biter, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Holy shit. No, I don't know though, cuz it seems so like he seems so aggressive, you know? So it really does just seem like he came out ready to fight.
Yeah,
Like I
he
cannot
popped
picture
into
him in baby
existence, and he's
pictures.
like, "It's time to fight."
He spawned and he's just ready to throw down because there's two options here. He's either a fucked up wolf or a fucked up man.
Yeah,
Either way, on site. Uh
yeah.
but I do have one more fun sighting to kind of close us out a little bit. Uh so in 1961, there was a night watchman who saw a person question mark who looked like a person until he got closer and he saw that it had dog-like features and terrifying claws. So do you know what he
Oh,
did?
took a picture of it.
Well, yeah, he did before. So he sits there and you're confronted with this creature. His immediate response is to draw his gun. So he does subscribe to the surprisingly popular theory of shooting cryptids on sight.
I mean, yeah, it does
Stop.
seem to be like a thing that a lot of people. Please don't shoot cryptids.
Don't.
Hey guys, we've talked about this in a concerning amount of episodes. Please don't shoot cryptids.
Stop doing that. Your first response should not be to gun down the weird thing in the woods.
Yeah, if you see a dogman or a yeti or
Lizard man.
lizard man, yeah, or a swamp guy, or
Leave it alone.
even the grass man. Actually, you know what? Just go ahead and pop the grass man. Fuck that guy.
We know nothing about this man.
Just
We
pop the
know
grass man.
nothing about him. Do not.
Yeah, whatever. Don't shoot cryptids. Blanket
do that.
statement. Please stop shooting cryptids.
Stop. Unless it's a photo. Photos are okay and encouraged.
Yeah, shoot photos. Don't shoot cryptids.
Because he went and got his gun first, but then he's like, oh, wait, and then went and got his camera and took a photo.
Yeah,
So the photo does exist if you want
I've
to look
seen
that
this
up.
photo.
Yeah, it has not been analyzed. But it is a very terrifying photo.
It is
Be-
frightening.
Because it is just
I
kind
will
of a
tweet this
close-up.
out.
You know, that I was gonna be like, if you want that to be your fun, cool,
Yeah, find us on cryptids on Twitter. I do tweet out a lot of these photos and stuff that we discuss during the podcast. So if you want to like go find all that and see what we're talking about, it's a good place to
Yeah.
go find it. Or you could look it up on your own. But I did all that trouble for you, so
yeah. But
He did shoot it though.
he
How did it
didn't
react?
shoot it.
Oh, he didn't
He got
shoot it,
his
okay.
gun first, kind of threatened it, and then was like, oh, actually, wait, and then went and got his camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. You know
Which
what? I feel
I
like
suppose.
that's better than some of the other ones we've talked about.
Yeah, but he did have that experience where he looked out and he's like, is that a person? And then it kind of got down and like walked towards it. Because we mentioned like picturing a wolf kind of getting up and walking away, which is uncomfy. But like seeing something that's bipedal sort of get down and then act like a dog is a little bit different.
Well,
Really.
see, I have reference points for that because my first roommate in college was a furry.
I was really hoping we could get through this whole episode without mentioning furries. I was hoping. I was really, really hoping.
Is that what you were trying to avoid talking about earlier?
No.
Anyway, yeah, my first roommate was a furry, so yeah.
You
We'll
have
just
a
leave
point
that
of
there.
reference for this?
I have a point of reference for someone bipedal getting down on all fours and acting like a dog.
Oh.
I actually never saw him do that. I'll be honest.
I have no judgment to the furry community. I was just hoping we could get through this episode without discussing it, because I feel like
It just, yeah, furries do your thing, I guess.
I feel like
Go
furries don't
off.
need to claim the Dogman, the actively hazardous on-site cryptid.
Yeah, I don't think you need that. I
I
don't
don't
think you
think
need
y'all
him.
need
I
that.
will. I will throw hands with him if I ever get the chance. To be fair to him, though, because he's a dog,
Hmm.
and dogs are pretty dumb, so I don't think I'm gonna bring any knives to this one. But I feel like it's still, it's probably a sign of respect to throw hands with the dog man, don't you think?
I feel like it would be. I feel like that would be a sort of greeting of sorts.
Yeah.
I
So
would
I'm gonna do
recommend if
that.
you do go fight him to bring a stick
Yeah, maybe you'll chase it or
and
tennis
just
ball.
yeet it. One of those Jai sort of like fucking yeeters. Just
Yeah, just like fucking.
blast the
Yoy.
tennis ball.
Uh,
But
for a
yeah.
second, I went back to that little imagery of punching that chihuahua and was thinking, like, what if you put it in one of those tennis ball eaters?
No.
And please don't do that.
Do not do that.
As much
Funny
as I tell
image.
you. Funny
Don't do
image.
it.
Please don't.
Funny image, please don't.
Chihuahuas don't deserve that. They're little
Chihuahuas.
balls of anger and hatred, but they don't deserve that.
I mean, they have so much rage, but I feel like they're valid in their rage.
There's so much rage, but they're the size of a shoe. So
I feel like if you were the size of a shoe, you'd have that much rage too.
it might be the same amount of rage, just contained in a smaller capsule.
Exactly, that's why shorter people are so mad. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that.
Hey, you're shorter people.
I'm not short. I'm
Anyone
5'8".
Anyone shorter than me is a shorter people.
I'm 5'8". I'm tall for my situation. I should be 5'9". I'm bitter about that. But I am 5'8". I'm pretty tall.
Yeah. Well,
My friends are 5'4". Like, I could be shorter.
yeah, it's true. It's true.
Good lord. But I think that just about does
I
wrap us
think
up
that
pretty
does wrap
cleanly
us
on the
up pretty
Dogman.
well. I enjoy the Dogman. I need to go listen to this song.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna go give it a listen.
Yeah.
After we finish this recording. But before that, we have a couple of things to talk about. Just
We
some
sure do.
housekeeping stuff. If you would like to show your support for this podcast, there's a ton of ways you can do that. The first way is you can follow us on Twitter at OnCryptids. That is also helpful for you because you get a bunch of notifications about when we go live, when we're tweeting out pictures of the cryptids we're talking about, and just a bunch of other information is all found right there on our Twitter.
Yeah.
What's another way you can support us, Sid?
Well, I was going to say, if you follow our Twitter, you'll also get notifications on when we go live on Twitch. We stream on Twitch. You can find us at the Midcast on Twitch. And we do a stream for this podcast every Thursday from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. It's a Minecraft stream. We chat, we talk with people. It's a really good time, and we love when you guys kind of show up and
Yeah.
chat with us. It's a great way to
and
sort
it
of
is
get into
spelled
contact with y'all.
MYD, the
Yes.
Midcast. MYDCAST.
Yes.
And another way you can support us is by going and following us on iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube, where you can find this podcast and you can give us a subscription. And if you follow us on YouTube, if we get to 100 subscribers on there, we will be doing a 24-hour stream on Twitch, which will be super exciting. And we have a lot of things in the works for that stream. So we're looking forward to that, and we hope you guys are too. So share this episode and let's get it out there. Let's make this happen.
I've been deviously preparing for the 24-hour stream. Very deviously. I'm very excited.
Devious.
Yes. Usually we
sorry,
play
I'm in a
Minecraft
very
when we stream
spooky
together.
mood.
Well, glad. Because I'm glad.
Skeletons.
Because I've been picking out horror games for the 24-hour stream. Because
Ooh.
I feel like that would be a fun thing for us
Thematic.
to do. It's a little different than what we usually do, but
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be fun. So
It
if you
would
want
be
to see that
fun.
happen, if you want to see that happen,
give us a subscription on YouTube.
and
leave us a review or a rating on iTunes as well. Helps us out a lot. So thank you very much, guys. Sid, you wanted to say something?
I did actually, and I was going to say, if you really do enjoy this podcast and you sort of want to help us kind of catapult to that 100 mark, share it with your friends. If you have somebody in your life who you think would really enjoy cryptid podcasts, send them our way, and we'd love to sort of get to know more people and
Oh yeah, we love
keep
getting to
producing
know you
content.
guys on the stream and just in the comments section. It's so much fun, and interacting with you guys on Twitter. It's just a blast. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, until next week,
We'll
we'll
see
see
y'all
y'all
in
in
the
the
woods.
woods.
And somewhere in the Northwood's darkness, a creature walks upright. And the best advice you may ever get